How long would it take to roll from France to Spain? What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you a video today to discuss Cristiano Ronaldo's rumored transfer to Juventus from Real Madrid. Now, let's keep this in mind that this is just rumor and speculation at this point. Nothing is set in stone. The deal is not done until we get something official from either Real Madrid or Juventus that there is a done deal. We're just talking about stuff the media is putting out that is very difficult to gauge on what's true and what isn't. But if this deal were to go through, how would this impact Neymar? Because I think it would have a very big impact on his career. And also, from I guess an equipment manufacturer's perspective, a boot perspective, how would this impact both Nike and Adidas? Because it would be a big deal for both of them. That's what I want to discuss in today's video. If you guys do end up enjoying the video, don't forget to support it with a like. And if you're new here watching for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. So for those that don't know, Juventus has offered Real Madrid £88 million for Cristiano Ronaldo as a transfer fee. Now, it's worth noting that Ronaldo is technically signed to Real Madrid until 2021, 2022, if I'm not mistaken. And in that contract, he also has a buyout clause of £1 billion or €1 billion, a ridiculous amount of money, obviously a transfer fee that nobody would be willing to pay. But there is something in the contract where if Real Madrid and Cristiano Ronaldo together agree that the transfer fee is acceptable, they can run the transfer through anyway. So this is entirely very possible. And it's also been reported, unconfirmed entirely, that Cristiano Ronaldo has submitted his request to Real Madrid for them to accept this offer and have him make the move to Juventus. Is this actually going to happen though? Well, based on what the media is putting out, it seems like it is very, very likely, but until something is officially reported from Madrid or Juventus, which as I'm making this video, nothing is official at this point, it's really difficult to say what's true and what's rumor. This is entirely possible that Real Madrid is putting this info out there to kind of shop around Cristiano Ronaldo, because yes, the guy is 33 years old. You could argue that he is now past his prime. His best days are behind him, but I definitely think that he still brings a lot of value to a club, not just based on his own abilities as a player, because I still think he's going to have another really good season or two as far as scoring goals is concerned, but the value from a sales perspective, people want to go watch Cristiano Ronaldo. That's where he brings the most value to your club, especially at this point in his career. So from Juventus's perspective, I definitely think that this makes a lot of sense for them. Any club would be happy to have Cristiano Ronaldo. It's also worth noting that Cristiano Ronaldo has said before that he does eventually want to come to America and play in the MLS, but I think it is too soon for him to do that. He still has some good years at high-level European football. So going to Juventus could be the stop before the MLS, but a lot of people also expected that if he were ever to leave Real Madrid before going to the MLS, he'd make a return to Manchester United, where obviously his career was essentially born. That's when he exploded in popularity. That's when he exploded as a player. And there are rumors out there that Manchester United is working on a bid as well to steal him away from Juventus. But again, we don't actually know what's true. It's pretty much just rumor and speculation put out by the media. So again, until something happens, really difficult to say what exactly is truth and not. But for the sake of argument, let's say that this deal does go through and Ronaldo goes to Juventus or he goes to United. He goes anywhere that isn't Real Madrid. What does that mean for Real Madrid as a club? A club that just won the Champions League with Cristiano Ronaldo as the leader of that club. I think most people would make that argument that that was the case. Madrid is a club that's known to have the biggest names, the biggest stars in world football at all times. Obviously, they're not going to get Leo Messi, and I don't think they would necessarily want Leo Messi at this point in time as well, given that him and Cristiano Ronaldo are about the same age, Messi a little bit younger. But both guys are going to be on the decline for the next couple of years, most likely. Obviously, they're a little bit superhuman, so it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen, but they're not getting Messi away from Barcelona. So who's the logical replacement? It can only be one guy, and that guy is Neymar, who's currently stuck at PSG. Now, I've shared some opinions on Neymar on this channel in the past. Some people strongly agree with me, some people strongly disagree with me, and he's a very polarizing figure in world football right now, arguably the most polarizing. A lot of people hate the fact that he's diving and rolling and basically creating all kinds of nonsense on the field during the World Cup especially. I personally don't care for that at all. And some of the antics off the field, some of the supposed demands that he's made, I think are a little bit ridiculous as well. But there is no denying that the guy is a very good footballer and most likely will be, arguably right now, he is the best player in the world. He scores goals, he's assists, he's a threat on the ball in the final third, no matter which way you look at it. So he's gonna be very desirable to pretty much any club. And that number one club that I think that would be most willing to pay for him would be Real Madrid. So it seems simple enough. If Ronaldo leaves, they bring in Neymar and they have their next superstar. But it's not quite that simple because of what Neymar has essentially done by making the move from Barcelona to PSG. It was a world record transfer, an obscene 222 million pounds, a world record by a long shot. Nobody has even come close. So that in itself is kind of ridiculous. Obviously, Neymar accepted a huge signing bonus. His wage demands are pretty ridiculous as well. And supposedly he's asking for even more money in the next season, even though he's already, I believe, the highest paid footballer in the world right now. So that's kind of ridiculous in itself. But he also signed to PSG for 5 years. One of those years has now passed. Now, here's the thing. If Real Madrid is going to go get Neymar from PSG, they're going to have to pay a transfer fee. What could that transfer fee possibly be? PSG just paid 222 million pounds a year ago. Is he worth less? Is he worth more? Is the same amount still reasonable? It's really difficult to say. And if it is the same amount or more, is Real Madrid going to be willing to pay that obscene amount of money? We're talking about literally $250 million. It is a ridiculous amount of money to think just for a transfer fee. That doesn't even count for his salary and any kind of signing bonus that I'm sure Neymar would want as well. So the realistic, I guess, perspective of this situation is it seems like the logical move for Neymar to go to Real Madrid. I'm just not sure what the technicalities are and how much money that would require to actually make it happen. Based on what happened with his move from Barcelona to PSG, I kind of think that he might be stuck at PSG again, unless there is some kind of loophole in the contract that he signed where he can somehow squeak out of that deal and make his way to Real Madrid, where inevitably I think that he probably wants to be. So let's roll with two hypotheticals now. Ronaldo leaves Real Madrid for Juventus and Neymar leaves PSG for Real Madrid. What does this mean for both Nike and Adidas? Well, from Adidas's perspective, who does not endorse either of these two players, I think it's a huge win for them because they're going to sell tons and tons of shirts. Neymar, whenever he moves somewhere, they're going to sell a lot of shirts. When Neymar went to PSG, Nike probably increased their PSG jersey sales by tenfold. I can't imagine what the numbers look like because there's plenty of people that would never buy a PSG jersey that bought one just because Neymar plays there now. And Real Madrid being one of the most popular clubs in the world, again, I think you can do the math. They're going to sell a lot of shirts. And then Cristiano Ronaldo, who's arguably even more marketable of a player, one of the biggest, if not the biggest following on social media on a lot of different platforms. He is extremely well known. They're going to sell a lot of Juventus shirts, and being that they provide the shirts for both Juventus and Real Madrid, again, it would be very, very good for them. From Nike's perspective, it's kind of good and bad at the same time. It's bad in Neymar's case because obviously PSG is a Nike club, so the fact that he is playing there definitely helps them from a marketing perspective to put out new products and stuff focused around Neymar and PSG incorporated into one. We've seen a lot of that in the 1 year that he's been there, but it's also worth noting that Nike does seem to focus a lot of the marketing with Neymar, even with his signature boots. He just got one for the World Cup for the knockout stages. Most of that seems to focus around the Brazilian national team, which obviously Nike does supply the kit for, so that's not too big of a deal. Now, in terms of Ronaldo, his international career is more than likely done. I'm not sure that he's going to be playing in 2 years in the next Euro Cup. That is something that I don't think he has announced as of yet. We'll see what happens there, given that he is 33 years old. But that's where a lot of the marketing for Ronaldo, again, has been focused around the Portuguese national team, where, again, they provide the shirts. But if he goes to Juventus, they are obviously an Adidas kit. He was at Real Madrid providing an Adidas kit already. So it's not something that's going to change, I think, too heavily for Nike. But the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo's signature colorways have been based around the story of Cristiano Ronaldo's career, the Chapter series, where Chapter 6 just finished, based around the national team, this definitely could be the next chapter in Cristiano Ronaldo's boot series, Chapter 7, although it's still difficult to say what Nike is planning with that whole series. The next chapter is probably already set in stone, probably already in production, but this would just be another kind of step in Cristiano Ronaldo's pretty epic career that I'm sure Nike could figure something out for as far as making some kind of new colorway and market around that. So for Nike and Adidas, while I think this would probably end up better for Adidas, it's a good situation for both brands when you have two of the biggest name players in the world moving around, because it's just going to create a lot of interest around them, therefore a lot of interest around these brands. And those are pretty much my thoughts on this situation. I'm pretty indifferent about what happens. I'd like to see Ronaldo go to Juventus and try to win one, but I'd also like to see Ronaldo go back to Manchester United and try to win with them as well, while he's still close to the prime of his career. As far as Neymar moving from PSG to Real Madrid, I kind of think it was a bad move for him to go to PSG in the first place, just based on the competitiveness of that league. If he ever intended on winning the Champions League with a club, that probably wasn't the place to go and do it. But if he does end up at Real Madrid, it will be very entertaining because you have lots and lots of big names. Neymar is obviously not a drama-free type personality, both on and off the field. So it'll be very interesting no matter what happens, I'm sure of it. I'm excited to see what ends up of this situation. But what do you guys think of this situation? Should Ronaldo leave Real Madrid? If he should, where should he go? Is Juventus a good destination? Should he try to go back to Manchester United or somewhere else entirely? And if he does leave, is Real Madrid a good destination for Neymar? I think it'll be very entertaining, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to support it with a like. If you're not subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. All my social media information is linked down below in the description as well. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.